Hello, and welcome to Lesson 4 of this Beginning Scratch series. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about backdrops and costumes, as well as how to change backdrops and change costumes. And we're going to start our final project, the Maze Project. Let's first start with some review. For each of these questions, please pause the video after I say the question and answer it yourself. Then press play for me to go over an answer. First, what are loops? Again, please pause the video and think of an answer. The answer to this question is, loops allow you to repeat code multiple times. For instance, I could use a forever loop to make my piece of code run forever. For the second question, what are variables? Variables allow you to store various information. For instance, you could store a number such as the player's points. It's very similar to a box that holds anything you want to put inside of it. Let's get started with today's lesson. First, let's learn about costumes and their different types of costumes. Let's open up the Scratch website. When I create a new project, you'll see that I have a window here for sprites. Inside of each sprite, I can modify its costume. At the top left of your screen, there is a tab called Costumes next to Code. If you click on this tab, you can see that there are multiple costumes for my sprite. For instance, here is our costume 1, which is like a cat walking. And here's costume 2, which is like a cat running. We can switch between these costumes to make animated characters. Let's learn how to do that from our code. First, let's go back to the Code tab. You will notice under the Looks section, you have blocks such as Switch Costume to, Costume to, and Next Costume. We can use these blocks to change the character's costume. For instance, here we have our default sprite, and if I press play, then we will change our costume to the next costume. We can alternate between these costumes as many times as we want every time we press play. Next, let's learn about backdrops. As you can see here, we have a stage. There are multiple backdrops in a stage. For instance, here we see backdrop 1. Let's go to the Backdrop tab to see all of our backdrops. As you can see, I can draw in this backdrop, such as drawing lines. I can draw with a pen. I can erase things. In addition to drawing our own backdrops, we can add other backdrops that Scratch has made for us. If you go to the bottom left corner, you'll see an option called Choose a Backdrop. If you click on this, you will be presented with a screen of many backdrops. For instance, we have a garden rock, we have a pathway, a playground, a playing field, and a hill. I'll select the hill. Now, as you can see, my sprite is on this hill. Let's choose a different backdrop. I can click the Add a Backdrop button again, and I can select Bench. As you can see, the backdrop is now this bench. If we go back to the Code tab, let's learn how to switch backdrops. Underneath the Next Costume block, there is a block called Switch Backdrop to and Next Backdrop. Let's try it. If I select Next Backdrop, every time I press the green Run button, my backdrop will change. Now we know how to use backdrops. If you did not understand any part of the explanation, feel free to rewind this video and watch it again. Now let's introduce our main project, which we will work on for the next 3 sessions. Our project will be a maze game. This maze will have a victory area, enemies, and several keys that you can collect in order to unlock another level. Now it's your turn. We're going to go through a few steps together so you're able to draw your own maze. Let's first look at an example. As you can see here, our sprite is in the top left corner and our victory area is in green in the bottom right. So recall back to how we made backdrops previously. To get started, you might want to try using the line tool. This line tool looks like a horizontal line, and you will use it by clicking and dragging across the backdrop. So now, go ahead and take some time to draw your maze. Make it as complicated, as difficult, or as easy as you'd like to. Just make sure it's not impossible, and you also include a victory area in a different color. Please pause the video and take some time. Let's talk about movement. We will use control blocks, if statements in this case, and a forever loop to check if our arrow keys are being pressed. As you can see in this screenshot, we have an if statement for if the up arrow key is pressed. If it is, then we are going to change the y variable by 5. The reason why we are changing the y variable in this case is because our coordinate plane's y-axis, which goes up and down like this is the y-axis, would control down, this, down, or up, which is here. So in order to move up, we would just go upwards on this axis. Now, let's talk about going right and going left. In this case, we would want to change the x-axis, like this. Our x-axis goes from the left to the right. So from left to right. If we change the x by a positive amount, like 5, we will be going to the right. If we change it a negative amount, like -5, we will go to the left. Take a moment and try this out. You should be able to move your sprite up, down, left, and right after using this. Thank you so much for watching this video in our Scratch Beginner series. Be sure to check out the next video, and see you soon!